Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Tuesday. Want to say hey, is it Tuesday? Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. I got a word for you. Tap in. Oh my goodness, I'm having a hard time trying to keep up with the days of the week. Whew, the struggle is real. So guys, I'm catching up on a few emails. In this recording, I want to talk about one of my good sis, if you hear this, I know you emailed me in regards to taking down your YouTube or resetting it or whatever. But then I had someone else who emailed me about monitoring spirits. I want to tie that in together. I had a good brother who, honey, he's trying to figure out why he keep attracting toxic, unhealed, dramatic women, even after he himself had put the work in to level up, etc., etc. And what was the third thing? Oh, I got a good brother who basically he's been dating someone for 15 years. He promised her marriage 35,000 times, honey. And he cheated 1,000 times. I'm exaggerating, bro. Please don't get offended, right? He cheated 1,000 times. And basically, it's to the point that she's left and he know she's not coming back. Men know when you're not coming back, right? They know when you're just talking that foolishness and you'll be right back next week. But then they really know when it's to the point of no return. So he's trying to get some tips. Bro, you should get those tips 15 years ago. Like, you're 15 years too late, my brother. But no judgment, no judgment. I'm going to try to give you a few words of advice and not be biased about it. So let's start really quickly with the monitoring spirits. So I had a good sis, you can comment if you want to, it's completely up to you. But she had emailed me in regards to changing her YouTube because some things were going on. And so she and I started talking about monitoring spirits in general. But guys, monitoring spirits is real. Many times you find yourself under attack, or you find certain things going on and you're trying to figure out where's this coming from. And listen, if you get still, God will show you exactly where it is and where it's coming from. To those of you with YouTube channels or other social media platforms, you have people who are literally watching you. You have people who have never commented on your channel, never liked a video. You don't even know these people exist. Some you do. And they're literally watching your every single move. Your every single move. And as a chosen one, you have to be very, very careful with that. Me, myself, I'm a very private person. Like, I'll share like bits and pieces, but trust me when I tell you the things, whatever I share, it's not anything that can affect my life one way or another. But as a chosen person in general, you literally have to be a very, very private, guarded person. You have people out here who dislike you for absolutely no reason other than the fact that you're chosen, and they can't understand why there's so much favor in your life. The spirit of jealousy and envy is a very, very, all caps, very, very dangerous spirit. Stop sharing where you are when you are there. Anything that I ever post wherever I'm at, honey, you gonna get the aftermath. I done been there and came home and went to sleep 25 hours. Right? Don't post things until you just be careful, guys. Always be careful. The Holy Spirit will guide you. There are people who are monitoring your life through your pictures, through your honey, but you better be careful because God always listen. God woke me up in the middle of the night, last night or the night before last. He showed me clear as day, who it is and who literally shared my picture. Shared my video to start some mess. The mess was not even started, right? Just to kind of some foolishness. It didn't work. It did not work. So stop the foolishness, right? Listen, chosen one. Listen, if you get still and cut off the distractions, God will show you everything. This is why you got to be careful trying to deal with the chosen person if you're not legit, because we're just, we know everything. I mean, we don't know everything. Like, maybe that don't sound like too, but we know everything. God shows us everything. You can't get past us. God, like our spirits stay ignited about something. If it's not right, God is going to show us. Stop sharing my videos trying to start foolishness. It's not going to work. Find somebody else to do it. Play with your cousin. I ain't got time. My good bro. My good bro, who am I going to first? My good brother, who can't understand why you are attracting toxic, dramatic, etc. type of women. Well, first thing first, before we jump to the spiritual really quickly, I think most men, never all of anything, are visual first. Are you going, and I don't know, I'm just asking, are you going based on looks and body first? Meaning you're so intrigued by the looks in the body that you're so tapped out to even like try to recognize that this girl got some type of intellect. Is she a bird brain? Is she a mud duck, right? A bottom feeder? Like, are you able even to tap into that while still acknowledging her beauty? Or are you one of the men that when you see a beautiful woman, I mean, you just lose your mind? Like, I mean, you're not thinking about anything else, right? Everything is physical. Then after you do whatever you do, then you have the revelation of this girl here is a bird brain. Like, you have that revelation after the fact. Right? So I don't know. I'm just asking. So if that is, then, just ask God for some discernment, some strength, something to help you to recognize what else this person have that can be beneficial to your life versus just her looks. All right, let's hop to the spiritual. Broken, unhealed, traumatized people likes to feel safe, right? There's even though they're traumatized and they're in fight or flight and survivor mode, there's still a desire to feel safe. So as a chosen one who has put the work in, you have safe energy, right? You're a masculine man. You have that safe energy. You're chosen. You have that healing energy, meaning anytime someone's in your presence as a chosen one, they feel safe, they feel whole, they just have that feeling like I've known you forever, like I just love everything about you. It's just not your looks, it's this, that, and the third, blase, blase. Okay, so when this person meets you or whatever, you guys meet and they're in your presence, they feel safe. First of all, women need to feel safe anyway. Women, and I know men do too, right? But women need to feel safe in general. So to be a woman and to be an unhealed, traumatized woman, she feels safe and protected in your presence. It starts amazing, right? It starts amazing. She wants that energy. She's always there. And maybe she's suppressing her crazy, just to kind of like try to be leveled up what you are. And then what happens? Then the real side of the person comes out. Different reasons here. Let me ride with me. Perspective. Maybe once, if you guys have gotten intimate, right? Intimate can really bring out a different side of crazy, right? So if she's already traumatized and things like that, now it takes it up a notch, if you will. Because now it's like, okay, I've given you my most vulnerable, like, are you going to leave me? Are you going to leave me? So now crazy is going to really, really come out. Now I need to like be tracking you. I need to like, why you didn't answer your phone? You trying to leave me? You already got da. So all that crazy comes out, right? Especially if she no longer feels safe because maybe you change, I'm not saying you did, right? But maybe you change after you've gotten, you know, and it may not even be intentional. It may not be intentional, right? We know some men, most men like a chase. So when the chase is over, sometimes men, what is it called? Like, I guess their energy can switch up, right? Well, that ain't happening over here. That ain't happening over here. Kizzy? But on some real stuff, right? A man's energy can shift up once he gets what he wants. And so now you go. I'm so convicted right now. I don't want to start this recording over. Ooh, child. Child, he ain't going nowhere. So if your energy has changed, right? If your behavior have shifted, and that can look like because I know sometimes men is kind of like break it down, right? That can look like at the beginning you were blowing her phone up, right? 3, 4, 5 times per day. You were spending 5 days per week with her. So she got used to this safe feeling. She learned to trust you. A lot of times with traumatized people, they will trust you quickly if they feel safe in your presence. Okay, now you done hit it. Let's just keep it real. We're adults here, right? Maybe you're not as intrigued. I don't know. Now you go from spending 5 days a week with her to 2 days a week with her, right? Now she no longer feels safe. Now she feels neglected. Now she feels abandoned. So you trigger her fight or flight. So now she's crazy. And so you're trying to figure out why is she spazzing? Like, what is going on? Why are you spazzing out on me? Right? And a lot of the times women are overly emotional. We know that. So that spazzing out and her form of communication is probably cursing you out, blocking you and unblocking you and blocking you, unblocking you, all that foolishness, right? Yelling, screaming, and whatever. And you just receive that as she's crazy, she's toxic. And yes, that's toxic and crazy behavior. But women are emotional, and I'm not excusing her toxic, crazy behavior, if you will, because we all have to be accountable for our actions. But listen, I consider myself to be a healed woman, but honey, get me in my feelings. You gonna get some emotions, and I'll repent and apologize later, right? But at the end of the day, we're still women. So that can be something that's triggering her, and that's just one perspective. Right? That could be something that's triggering her, quote unquote, crazy. So again, you pulling back in any kind of which way, because a lot of times with men, sometimes your routine change and you don't even realize it. Your routine change, and in truth of the matter is, it could be an innocent change. Like maybe you got to work overtime, right? But communicate that with her. So a lot of the times, I really think a lot of the hiccups with men and women is really truly communication. Because if a woman is being overly emotional, I think one of the best things that a man can do is try to figure out why. Like, acknowledge she's crazy, call her crazy, do whatever you want to do, right? But try to figure out, why is she acting that way, right? Maybe she can express to you why in logical terms if you kind of soften the energy. But if you're kind of like raising up against her and calling her crazy, she's going to stay in her emotions and she's just going to be cursing you out, and then nobody's hearing each other. So a meeting of the minds is very important. Communication is very important. We all are human, so we all miss the mark at times. Don't get it twisted, honey. Child, don't get it twisted, right? We all miss the mark at times, but I'm speaking in general here. As heal whole individuals, sometimes seeking out other heal whole individuals can sometimes look a little boring. I mean, I personally don't think so, right? I think it's good if you got somebody who can kind of like they got a mixture of the two. If you not a mixture of unhealed and healed, but like a mixture of being healed, but still like living life, right? Just not being a cardboard box, if you will, because you're going to hell if you have a glass of wine. You're going to hell if you go see a jazz band. Live life. Just make sure your spirit is right. Make sure you love God. You have a relationship with God. Make sure your intentions are pure. Make sure you treat people right. Repent if you sin. Try not to do it again, etc., etc. But all that foolishness that religion got going on, half of them going to child. Okay. So my brother, that could be a few reasons on why you're attracting. So you can really eliminate a lot of that if you start making sure very early on that her spirit matches her beauty, right? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine that men like beautiful women or beautiful whatever men like. It's fine. Just make sure her spirit matches. You have beautiful women out here with great spirits. Like, I don't know where the misconception is that some people feel like it's almost like for a woman to be a great woman, like she have to look like a rubber shoe or something. I don't know. I can think to the top of my head right now, 15 chicks that I know who are great women and are beautiful. So test your spirit. My good bro, who your email, I laughed till I cried, honey. My brother, I'm gonna just keep it real with you, right? You told me don't give it to you too hard, but and I won't. Let me just tell you guys, right? I'm not biased. I think that's why I have some men on my page. I'm truly not biased. Now, I'm sure being a woman, I may lean more towards women more times than others. And I definitely have more videos, if you will, geared to women. But I have several videos in regards to men. Like, if you guys hear, I stay on women about them not putting all men in one category and all that, all men are this and all men. No, absolutely. First of all, you haven't met all the men in the world. And next, have you leveled up your pool to be able to choose from a certain caliber of men? Heal, whole men. Don't mean they're perfect. Don't mean they still don't have their desires, if you will. But these men are disciplined. But my good brother, okay, first of all, 15 years, bro. I don't know who my good sis is, but honey, waiting around 15 years. If you want, it's one thing if you don't want marriage. Everybody don't want marriage. Some people are okay with a partnership. There is no way in the world you're waiting around 15 years for marriage. But I don't know my good sis, so I don't know her story. Bro, here's the thing. We all are human, right? Women are flawed. Men are flawed. So never will I sit here and try to like bash and da-da-da. No, I truly have different perspective and I have different understandings with certain things. For example, me as a woman will not tolerate cheating or disrespect. But also, me as a woman know that most, not all, most men have a desire. Most men prefer to have several women or have, what do they call it, a roster or whatever they got going on, right? My whole thing is this. That's fine. So hear me, different perspectives. I personally will not deal with that. On the flip side, I understand it. My only issue, and a lot of women issue, is why not deal with the women who are okay with that? There's tons of women who are okay with sharing men. There are tons of women, especially nowadays. There are tons of women okay with that. So the thing is, why not go to these women? It doesn't make sense, because if you go to these women, you're going to have peace with your roster. So there is no need for any, animosity, because they're okay with it, right? You do what you want to do. They're okay with it. But why would you try to entertain or be involved with a woman who does not agree or will allow or accept that behavior? Make it make sense. It makes no sense. So it's almost like you're trying to force a woman to agree with something that she's told you from the jump she's not okay with. My next perspective is that annoys me with some, all caps, some men. When the tables turn and she cheat back, now your chest hurt. Now you can't eat. Now you got white residue around your mouth because you haven't eaten in 5 days. Make it make sense. Why you mad? Why your chest hurt? So that's my issue. It's like, go do that with the people who will allow it. It will make your life so much less stressful. Men love peace, right? They say men love the peace. So why disturb the peace and then request peace? How are you going to disturb the peace and want peace? Make it make sense, sir. Go have your peace. The issue is that what you really want? Do you really want chicks who have no boundaries, like you quote unquote say, right? The same way women say with their mouth certain things, but then their actions shows different, right? So are you really attracted to chicks with no boundaries, or really are you attracted with chicks who know their worth, have boundaries, and not about to play with you? Because matter of fact, bro, I want you to email me back, please, sir, and help me understand that from a man's perspective. From a woman's side, like we don't understand it. We just don't understand it. Go where you want to go. Go have your fun. Keep a peace of mind, honey. Have your roster 5 days, 7 days a week. Do your thing. Have a good time. Just leave us alone who don't participate in that foolishness. And also reply and help me understand why y'all chest hurt when we start moving funny. I don't care about how territorial y'all is. Why your chest hurt? Whew, child. Bro, you said yourself that she left you several times after your foolishness. But you know in your spirit, this time is different. If you know that in your spirit, if you feel it in your spirit, this time is different. I'm just going to keep it real with you, right? Being a woman who, left a couple of times, child, this was no time soon, right? In return, maybe, 6 months later, some foolishness. Even leaving the first time or the second time, I always knew, right? There was still some kind of longing. I can't really explain it, if you will. There's still something there. It hasn't been capped off yet in the spiritual realm, right? It hadn't been capped off. There was still some kind of longing. Could have been a soul tie. Well, it was a soul tie. Soul tie, right? You got to consider all this stuff. A day will come when every woman is tired. That might be on the first offense. That may be on the 15th offense. That may be on the 40th offense. But when that time comes, she's done. There's absolutely nothing you can say, right? And I know it sounds, for when you say this stuff to men, I think it sounds kind of like harsh, because they feel like they're not considering, or I don't know if they're able to even understand or comprehend, not trying to be like funny, but comprehend when women try to make men understand that this thing has been building. So when she says she's done, it's not because she caught you cheating last week for the 35. So you think she all of a sudden got done? Why was she not done on time 15? Why was she not done on time 18? It had to build. It build and build and build. It took something from her. It took something from her. Each time took something from her. And it just pressure bust pipes. So she didn't just leave you because, well, you done it 35 times. She never left in. She did it because it build and build and build to the point of no return. What can you do? To be honest with you, if you really love her, and I'm sure you do, right? If you really love her, let her go. Why try to interrupt? It is so annoying. Why try to interrupt someone's moving forward with closure, or with their process of closure, or they've gotten closure and started dating somebody else? Why, if you love a person, why would you want to interrupt that knowing you messed that up? If that's not selfish, what is that? That is extremely selfish. If you love a person, you should love them enough to know, because I can't love you the right way, right? I haven't put the work in. Because listen, if we're honest, if we all sit down to a table, this is why these podcasts, men and women, get on my nerve, because if we all sit down in a stadium and stop all this bickering and just truly listen to each other, we will learn so much. At the end of the day, we just really don't understand each other. Let it be, because women are too emotional or whatever. But if you really sit down and listen to what each other is saying, we can learn so much. Women are not as complicated as men think. Men are not as complicated as women think. A woman will give you every fiber of her being. Even if you're at a low place, she will never switch up on you. All she wants from you is loyalty, trust, honor, and respect. That's it. And we know men, want certain things. Of course, y'all, But at the same time, ladies, men like to feel safe too. Men love women who can really tap into their emotions. Like, even when they're shutting you down, because you know what the men is always that. When something's wrong, a lot of them, you ask them what's wrong. There's nothing. Everything's good, nothing. But when you're tapped in, you know what it is. So you ask God, ask the Holy Spirit to show you how to kind of either pull that from him, or not even pull it from him, if you will, but to give you guidance on how to maneuver around that, to kind of make the space safe enough for him to open up. Like, listen, the Holy Spirit will show you so much stuff. Period. You ask me, bro, I'm not laughing at you. Honestly. You asked me about counseling. Bro, it's 15 years. How many times she asked you to go to counseling within these 15 years? How many times did she actually go to counseling within these 15 years? There is nothing you can do. Think about it. What do you want to do? You want to send her roses? You want to, what men like to do? Take you out to eat. Let's go on the trip. Try to restart this thing. First, you're not even touching me, sir. So what trip we going on? Where we going? Right? Make it make sense, child. What do you want to do? Okay, so if she says, right, you said it's been 2 months, she have not took you off a block yet, right? You calling from different numbers, she blocked every number you call. Sis, keep blocking them, sis, right? Okay. Sorry, bro. Okay, so if y'all go out to dinner, let's just say she answers one of these numbers that you keep calling from, and she agrees to go out to dinner with you, right? Just to hear you out. I think that's great. I think even when a woman is done, I still think it's great to hear each other out. Meaning you get all of that stuff out. Like, even though it's foolishness. It's foolishness, right? But just listen and just get it out, release it, right? So each person feel like they're truly been heard, if you will. But okay, so you guys are at dinner. Sir, what you plan on saying? She's in your face. What are you planning on saying, sir? I'm sorry. 50. I'm sorry. What else can you literally say to her? Can you give me one more chance? Sir, you had 90. What's different this time? The last times, right? I would consider giving you another chance because I had some feelings left. I cared. Now there's nothing. There's disgust. I don't even like you. Why would I consider giving you another chance? I was willing to give you these chances when I was complaining, when I was quote unquote nagging, when I was bringing this up to your attention, when I was telling you something's not right, when I caught you doing this, da, 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 da. I brought all this up to your attention. I was willing to give you chance after chance then by correcting the problem. If somebody's telling you something's not right, you would have to be halfway. I don't want to use that word. You would have to be slow. If somebody is telling you something's not right, they're feeling something, and you don't make that change instantly, you got to be slow. So what are we talking about now, sir? We're at the table. What are we talking about? I need you to email me. What's going to be the conversation? I don't want to hear, I'm sorry, you said that 95 times. I don't want to hear, give me another chance. I'm done. What are we talking about? Help me understand. You learn your lesson? Really? You learn your lesson? Okay. You want me to move on? Really? Okay. Your chest hurting? Okay. Now you want me to feel sorry for you. Make it make sense. Guys, I'm having too much fun, right? It's all in fun. My good brother, I'm not making fun of your pain, but I do want you to email me. I need you to email me again with some of these answers, right? Whew. Whew, child. But bro, all jokes aside, some lost in life, I don't care if it's relationships or whatever, right? Some lost in life, you have to see it as a lesson. Like it had to happen to be a lesson. Everything that we ruin is not always to. It's important to end things on good terms, like where there's no animosity, hate, things like that. But sometimes when we do things like we lose jobs or lose opportunities or lose people, sometimes the closure you need, and this is for my sisters too, sometimes the closure you need is going to be in knowing that that thing was literally there. Is not always there to teach you a lesson, if you will, because it could have been authentic, it could have been real. But if it happened, then it's there to teach you a lesson, and that's how you're going to learn. Next time, bro, it's not going to take 15 years. Next time, bro, it's not going to take you cheating 17 times, right? Next time it's going so lesson learned. Forgive yourself. You're not perfect, right? Forgive yourself, but please leave her alone. Like, let her be. Honestly, leave her alone. If it's meant, she'll come back to you. But like, just really, you should be working on your healing right now. Healing and closure. Don't even have the mindset that she's coming back, because I'm just gonna keep it real. From the stuff you said to me, she ain't coming back, bro. I don't know that, but don't have that mindset. That's just going to keep you. That's going to keep you from your closure. Take it as a lesson learned. Ask God for forgiveness, and just level up. Just level up. It's your girl.